In this lesson, I'm going to show you how to connect up the circuit with a switch, a variable resistor, sometimes it's also called a potentiometer, and a LED, a simple circuit, and see how the LED changes brightness when we adjust the resistance here. And later on, we're going to add a ammeter to the circuit to measure the current flowing through this circuit. All right, so I've already got a battery, 9-volt battery, and a breadboard. So now I'm going to add a switch. Just type switch. Yeah, it come out here. Well, slide switch will be good. All right, so I have a slide switch, and slide switch have 3 connection. So in our circuit, we only have 2. So how to connect it? We can just use the middle one and the other one on the side. That will be good enough. So we're going to put the switch on this breadboard. Don't forget the breadboard within a column, all the holes are connected underneath, right? So this is all connected, and these 2 columns are separated. So the orientation of this slide switch is great. So we can just put it here, and then now it depends on which side the switch to. If the switch is on the left, that means these 2 pins are connected. And if the slide switch to the right, that means these 2 pins are connected. All right, so now we have a switch. We're going to connect the battery to one end of the switch. So that means we're going to connect here. I would use this one. Okay, so now I've connected from the power, which is the positive end of the battery, to the middle pin. I choose the middle pin. So because it's connected to the power, I choose red for the jumper wire. And the next step is to connect the other end of this variable resistor. We choose the middle one as the top end, and the bottom end, I can just choose the other end as the bottom end. So here it is. And then it's connected to a LED, right? So I'm going to find an LED here. Oh, type LED. All right, so I have an LED, and don't forget, for LED, the curly sign is the positive, or if you put your mouse over it, you can see the anode, which is a positive, cathode is a negative end of the LED. So refer back to the diagram. We have the positive end here connect to the I haven't put this one yet, so I should put the variable resistor first, right? So I jump a step. Variable resistor. Okay, when I type variable, it show up a potentiometer, because potentiometer is also called variable resistor. So I can drag this one. Again, the variable resistor have 3 pins here. So I also choose the middle pin and the other one. Hang on, well, it doesn't really matter. So I put it on the breadboard first. This orientation is right because the adjacent columns are isolated, right? So I can just put this variable resistor here. Okay, so now I'm going to connect one end of the switch to the potentiometer. So I'm going to connect. Okay, again, I choose the middle one to connect to. Okay, so this end of the switch is connected to the middle pin of this potentiometer. It's my convention to use other color other than red or black for other connections. So in this case, I choose a green, and then the next one is to connect the other end of the potentiometer or variable resistor in this case to the positive end of this LED. Now we come back to the LED, and so this side is a positive and the other side is negative, so the LED is in the wrong orientation, so I need to rotate it and then put it here. Okay, it's kind of neat and tidy to put it here. So next step is to connect the negative of the LED to the negative terminal of the battery. So in this case, it's connected to here. It's also called the ground power rail. Okay, so it's the positive power rail, and this is the ground power rail or negative. All right, so we are going to connect a wire. Every time you want to turn, you just click, and then no, I click in the wrong place because there's a hole. I need to delete this one. Just delete it. Do it again. Okay. So sometimes it's easier to click it somewhere, not right on the hole, which is easier to do it, and then I can just go back to adjust it. All right, so this line is connected to the negative or the ground. So I change the color to black, so it's easier to follow the diagram. And now this circuit is completed. I'm going to run simulation, see how it goes, right? So first thing, I need to turn on the switch. All right, is it on? No. All right, it's on. And then I'm going to adjust the potentiometer. Doesn't work. Is that right? Oh, I know. I haven't stopped the simulation for the time being. I haven't changed the value of the potentiometer. It should be 4.7, right? Because the resistance is too high, and that's why when I first turn it on, it doesn't light up. Okay, so now you can see that when it's at the highest, it's just a little bit on. It's not completely dark, but when I adjust it, it becomes brighter and brighter, and eventually, if it's go too high, it will just burn the LED. So why? Well, we want to investigate what happened. A good way to do that is to connect a ammeter, because I want to know how much current is actually going through there, what's happening here. So next step is to add a ammeter to the circuit. So you'll find that we have to break the original path because there's only one loop in this circuit, and to add an ammeter we need to break the circuit and add an ammeter in between, right? So in this case, this part is this wire. I'm going to remove it, and then now I need to add an ammeter. Ammeter. All right, so if nothing show up, that means in TinkerCAD they don't have an ammeter, but it has a multimeter. Okay, multimeter. So this is the multimeter. I can drag it and put it here. Right, put the multimeter here, and I'm going to use a multimeter to measure the current. And so far is set to voltage. I need to change it to amperage. So now this multimeter is set up to measure current. It's an ammeter, basically. So now the ammeter, the positive end of the ammeter is connected to the LED, right? So LED, this end connected to the positive end of the ammeter. All right. So again, I change the color to, oh, not this one, color, well, I just use green because it's not, I don't have a special reason for a particular color. So now the negative end of the ammeter go to negative. So I can connect, I can choose any point here because they are all connected on the same column. So I can pick any one, just pick the bottom one, go all the way down here. And this is connected to ground, so I choose black. Right, so now the circuit is connected. I'm going to run a simulation again. Now you can see that the ammeter display a value which showing the current flowing through the circuit. If you look at the breadboard, it's pretty complicated, and that's why it's always easier to analyze a circuit by looking at the circuit diagram. So in this case, battery connected to a switch, variable resistor, LED, and then through the ammeter back to here. When I adjust the resistance here, I'm changing the current through this loop. All right, so you can see that now I have high resistance. That means small amount of current can flow through. When I decrease the resistance, more current can go through, and you can see the LED is getting brighter. And when it comes to a point, it blows. So the maximum current is 859 milliamp, which is way above the normal specification of a LED. So a typical LED can take about 20 milliamp. That's about the maximum brightness. And it's current higher than that, you're taking a risk of burning a LED. So now we're going to find a solution how to limit this circuit from burning a LED while we can play around with the brightness by adjusting the variable resistor. All right, we'll continue next time. We just stop here.